Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome to today's episode of 49 Faithfullee. We're your hosts, Miriah Lee and Teran Lewis. TL, what's going on?
What's up? How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good. How you doing?
Doing pretty well.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad you were able to get rehired because I would hate for you to be standing in the unemployment line.
Rehired. Oh yeah,
I
I
told
was
everybody
watching
you
the
got
show.
fired, so
Yeah, I heard that when I was watching. I was like, oh, I'm fired now,
you're
huh?
like, wow, what a nice boss. She don't even notify me herself. What's up to everybody out there? Hope everybody's doing great on this, what is today? Thursday? This wonderful
Thursday.
Thursday evening. JDLR, what's up? First in the door, be at LA. 91649er. Couldn't help but notice the show starts at 420. You see, only people that know about that would notice that. So
Yep.
uh, I know about you now. That's all that's telling me. Tia, what's up? Hope you're doing well, sis. Glad you are here. Um, so before we jump into the ugly, terrible showing that we seen on Sunday, I do want to start off with that E-Man Mosley had posted, I think this morning or yesterday sometime,
That was
that
yesterday afternoon, I think.
he did have successful surgery. He had posted a thing that said successful surgery, let's rock. So we know that, they were making him wait probably till the swelling and stuff went down until
Mhm.
he could have surgery. And so he finally had successful surgery and then is on his way to the men. So hopefully, we can keep him in our prayers that he has a, great rehab, and no issues. Um,
Yeah.
would love, we talked about it before that would love for him to be able to come back this next season. So hopefully he's good enough. He's everything's good from the injury. I got to talk about this ugly game on the instant reaction show, and I felt I was more mad, I would say, the week prior than I was this week because going into this game I was already under the impression that we were going to lose anyways. However, I didn't think that we were going to get killed like that. Like that was embarrassing. But I was definitely more mad the week before, and anybody that's seen the show, yeah, they know. How are you feeling about the loss? 44-23, to Kansas City Chiefs. Let me just start off with saying this too, that Mahomes, he's that guy. Like oh my God, the things that he can do on the football field is just, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
um everybody knows, like Josh Allen is my favorite quarterback just because, like I like a quarterback that can run and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, even I can watch Patrick Mahomes and come away saying that he's the best quarterback in the league. That don't mean that he's my favorite, but I think he's the best quarterback in the league.
Mm.
I never have seen a quarterback that can do the things that he can do, that can get away with, the mechanics being however, sidearms, not looking, all this crazy stuff, and the ball still manages to get where it needs to get. It's crazy. So what did you feel? How you feeling? Your thoughts?
Yeah.
What's up,
So yeah,
Damien?
looking at the Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen situation, I feel like it's going to be another. I'm not saying that they're them, but it's going to be another Peyton Manning slash Tom Brady
Yeah.
reunion every single year because they're probably going to finish number one in their division every single year. If and then it's going to be them, and then it's going to be they're both AFC, so they'll be playing each other pretty much every year. So that's going to be fun to watch for years to come. Even though I was out of town, I got to watch this game because I was pretty close to the Bay Area, so it was a local game for the people. So yeah, it was. I don't know. It was just some stuff that I question and stuff like that. I mean, even looking at Charvarius Ward, he didn't even look good. I felt like he was rushed back too.
Yep.
Like, you never see him get beat like that, but he's been locking his men up all year, and then for him to have some struggles like that against Marquez Valdez Scantling, I mean, it was. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from him because he was actually a receiver I wanted on this team. to pair with Trey just because of he can catch the deep ball and stuff like that. But I can just tell that he was been struggling. The stuff with Jimmy Ward, having him play the nickel, which we always praise him about him being so versatile, but he's just come back from injury. Then you take him out of what he does best and play that free safety. Like, he and then he got beat. He looked uncomfortable, and he even made some comments that he didn't even like,
Yeah,
playing in the
I
nickel.
have that in
Yeah.
the notes to
So
talk
yeah,
about.
it's just crazy. So yeah, I mean, I didn't think I predicted us to win. I thought we are gonna win in the close game just because I thought they were gonna be, pissed off. But at the same time, they're pissed off because they lost, but the Chiefs had lost too prior
Yeah.
to, so they're both going in there with some losses. So um, like people like to say, it's like watching the same movie over again. It's just sad. It's saddening that um we have all these weapons, and I understand it's going to take Christian McCaffrey probably a few weeks to get acclimated and stuff like that. But I mean, you technically have probably a top five receiver in Debo, if you want to argue that top 5 to 7. Then you have a top 10, which I think Ayuk this year is probably our best offensive player.
Yep.
He's beating his
Up
man.
until this point, yeah.
Yeah, he's beating his man. Yeah, right now. I'm not saying he's the best on the offensive player team, but right now, going into week 8, he's our best offensive player on his team. He beats his man pretty much 99% of the time. The man's always open. And we always say, same. We're gonna see the same movie over again. What was disappointing to me is Kyle. I mean, I'm not even talking about his play call. I'm going to talk about him as the coach. Him as the coach is disappointing. He doesn't seem like he has his team prepared. We got the penalties. I feel like, like I just mentioned, people are being rushed back from injury. Now you got other players who are injured, some key players, and use check and stuff like that going on. And I don't know. But yeah, like I like to say, same crap, but just a different toilet. Going back and looking at everything. I mean, yeah, I understand that Jimmy didn't play. To me, he didn't play horrible, but he didn't look good. But it's frustrating just seeing these weapons running wide open and they're not even being looked at. So that's what it comes down to. That's the issue of this team. We look undisciplined. Man, you took the words out of my mouth. We look undisciplined. We looked, we just look like we're. To me, it's embarrassing to have all this talent and you can't do nothing with it because you have a limited quarterback. So yeah, that's my take on it. Like I said, I got to watch the whole game. I wasn't around to be able to do the after show, the overreaction show. But yeah, what an embarrassment to a team that, like everybody's been saying, we're stacked at all the skill positions, top fullback. Now we have a top 5 when healthy running back, two beast at wide receiver, a top 5, top 3 tight end, and we can barely score some points. So just flat out embarrassing. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. What's up to the rest that have joined? Courtney, Ty, Troy. I hope you are getting all the treatment that you need. Let me know how you're feeling. You stay in my prayers. I hope you're doing well, brother. Bryant, Bebop. What's up? What's up? Appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, real quick, let's talk about the Jimmy Ward situation since you kind of brought it up there. Yeah, to have him come back from injury and play with he wasn't even using the club this time. He was just using some weird ass freaking cast thing, and then put him out of position and have him play in a position where he can't even tackle with his arm like that. Like we saw how difficult of a time he was having. And then you don't even make adjustments. You just leave him in there and let him keep struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling and getting beat and struggling. Like, I don't get it. Like, that's why I think this is one of the worst games I have seen from D'Amico Ryans. Like, no adjustments.
Yeah.
Like, Andy Reid coached him freaking under the table. Like, it's sad how bad, and it like that. Like Tarvarius Ward, like you brought up, 7 for 7. 7 times he was freaking targeted and gave up 7 catches. Like, I have never seen him look that bad. And that's what I had talked about on the overreaction show. Like, you rush these guys back. Obviously, they weren't ready to play because you could see that on the field. And then you watch them continuously get beat, continuously get picked on, and then you just leave them in there to do it. Like,
Yep.
you make no adjustments to help him, to get him out of the game, nothing, and then, Jimmy Ward's in a contract year. So he's already now missing 6 games or whatever,
Hmm.
and coming back from injury. And now you have him playing out of position as well, and so he talked about it and he said, what did he say? I'm just going to do what the coaches tell me to do.
Hmm.
This is my last year in contract. I'm just trying to be a team player.
Yep.
Like I feel so bad for him, especially because, before the season started, how he was talking about, he wanted to finally be able to get a bag this season and, whatever. And that he knew he was playing for a contract. And then it sucked, obviously, for him to get hurt, and then for him to come back and get hurt the very first play that he plays,
Yeah.
and now to come back and now they're sticking you out of position. Like, do you think that they should have taken what's his name that's playing right there right now?
Gibson.
Yeah. Like, don't you think it would have been better that they moved Gibson? Like, that's Ward's spot, like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, don't
Yeah.
you think like it would have made more sense, or they just think Gibson's that good that they need to have their best, 11 players on the field, and Gibson can't play? He's not as versatile as Jimmy Ward to be able to move around, like if we don't play him there, then we can't play him anywhere else, type of thing. Or, I mean, there has to be something else, because D'Amico was asked about it, and D'Amico's like, oh, well, me and Jimmy talked about it, but I'll leave those conversations between us.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head with that last comment when you were saying that Tashawn Gibson, he's not as fluid in the hips, and his coverage ability is not as good as Jimmy Ward's. So I think that's why they're doing that. But at the same time, you shouldn't. Jimmy Ward did nothing to lose his job, and they say you shouldn't lose your job to injury
Right.
unless somebody's outplaying you. So we know what Jimmy Ward can do. And I saw a tweet by Jaquiski Tart. He was like, I don't understand why they're playing him at nickel when he was a top 100 player at safety last year.
Mm-hmm.
So you see what he can do. He's in a contract year. They're doing him a disservice by playing him out of position when he hasn't really played nickel in a few years. Like, he's been really good at free safety. He was finally starting to get turnovers last year. So the way that they're doing him, like, I question some of the things that they do in this organization. I don't get it. Gibson is good. He's been playing pretty solid, but at the same time, like, unless they're thinking like, well, if we keep Gibson where he's at. So this tells me that they feel more comfortable with Ward at the nickel over Womack and Delmer Lenore. That's what that tells me. But at the same time, you got to let these dudes play too. So I would rather be comfortable of playing somebody who's in their natural position, playing for Jimmy Ward at free safety, than bringing in Samuel Womack and Delmer Lenore to play that nickel. That's what I would do. But obviously, I'm not D'Amico. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the way they're handling of Jimmy Ward. I mean, the way that he hooked us up by turning down the deal with the Raiders and taking less money to come play and stay in San Francisco to play with them. Like, you need to do him a solid. And he's trying to get a bag himself. This is probably
Right.
his last contract. His last time he's going to get a nice contract, and he's out there struggling with the cast on his arm. So it's not looking good for him. So yeah, I don't know, Miriah. I don't know their thought process right now, but it ain't good. These last couple weeks have been embarrassing, and I just don't know. They just, and it's funny because we talked about this on the last show. It's like we were having the same discussions that we had when we were 3-5 last year.
Yep.
But I just feel like, man, like, when's it gonna stop? Like, everybody's like, calm down. We had the same discussion. Well, we shouldn't be having these discussions. That's my issue. We shouldn't be at week 7 talking about how bad we are when didn't we learn from last year? The issues that were going on. So I don't care what the situation was. Don't tell me to calm down. This is a team I root for. I've been rooting for this team since the '80s. So don't tell me how I should feel as a fan. It's disgusting that the way that they're playing, we're too good of a team to be 3-4. And I posted something on Twitter, and people can say what they want. I don't like Pete Carroll, but he's a good coach.
Yeah.
To me, he's a better coach. I'm not saying he's a better overall play caller or whatever. He's a better head coach than Kyle Shanahan is. Period. He's number one in the division. I don't care what you say. It's only 7 games. 7 games is almost a halfway point. He's 7 games in the season. He's number one in the division with Geno Smith,
Mm-hmm.
who's probably the worst quarterback in the division. You can argue whether it's him or Jimmy, but if you want to argue, he's probably the worst quarterback in the division. Yet he has him sitting on top of the division in first place. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, Jimmy wrote back. That's why Gino didn't write back. What's up, Jerry? And I seen Joel, Brandon. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Hope you guys are doing well. And I agree, Bebop. Womack was getting worked on the outside. Thought he'd be best at nickel. Like that's where we saw Womack, like do so great during the preseason. Was in the nickel. I hate the fact that they moved, like, have him playing outside. Like, and again, you're seeing that he's getting beat and he's getting beat and he's getting beat, but yet let's just keep him there getting beat, right? Let's not make any adjustments. Like, I don't know. Like,
when he was crazy. Nasty in preseason at the nickel, like he looked amazing at nickel. I mean, he was getting turnovers. He was sticking to his man like glue. But yet, I don't know. Like I said, I don't get it. Like, why not play him at nickel where you saw he was thriving, and then where he has a chance to get better and put Jimmy Ward in his natural position? But no, they want to mess around, and I just don't get it.
And it's not like, oh, well, he's looking, he's doing decent on the outside. So no, he's looking terrible on the outside. Like, every person that you have in a different position is looking terrible right there. So, and you have them all playing out of position. So wouldn't it make sense to put him in the position that they can play best? Like I don't know. It seems like D'Amico, he's been smoking something. I don't know what's going on over there because it's just crazy. And then, the chat brought it up and you talked about it, about the being disciplined, the penalties. This isn't the first game either. This is an ongoing theme throughout the first 7 games so far is these freaking penalties. Like, it's like we finally get going and take 1 step forward and then 2 steps back. We shoot ourselves in the foot. Those back-to-back penalties by Bosa, he's another one that didn't look good. Like he looked like he shouldn't have been playing either. And this is the time that we need our biggest stars to shine the brightest. And all of them were making freaking mistakes. Like, I couldn't believe those back-to-back penalties by Bosa for lining up on the wrong side. And you could clearly see, like, he has his hand in the ground, like this much in front of the rest of the freaking line. It's like, what are you doing, dude? It's like, I don't know. And then they have to be able to figure something out. If they have these guys, going to block Bosa on the end to where, they completely take his legs out from underneath him, there has to be a way that we do something to get around that. Like, I don't understand. We can't just keep lining him up there and having these guys take his legs out every single freaking play. For one, he's going to fucking get injured. And for two, he's not doing anything like that. Like he has to mix it up. It's like D'Amico's just sending these guys out there and they're just lining up and letting the offense see exactly what they're going to do. They're not disguising anything. They're not disguising any fronts. It's just, we're lining up. What you see is what you're going to get. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's like, you're supposed to be the number 1 defense in the league and you're looking like, I don't know.
It was crazy too, Miriah, because going into week 6 before we played the Falcons, we had only had 89 points allowed. Then you look at these last 2 games, we're almost double that. We've allowed over 60 something points in the last 2 games.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me because we're talking about this defense and his historic defense and it's like, and I get it, we don't have Kinlaw playing, Armstead, Jimmy Ward's been out, but at the same time, you look how we looked on week 2, week 3. We look, man, this team is amazing. This isn't that, and now all of a sudden we're looking like trash. So I just don't get it. Like, both sides of the ball need to get it together.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do a giveaway for those that we have in the building right now. Enter a number in the chat, 1 through 100, no duplicates. And then we'll do one, once we'll see if some more people file in. But for those that are here, we'll do a giveaway. Another thing that, like the first week or whatever, we talked about, it looks like, they're the improvement they put towards special teams is doing something. And ever since, they've been terrible. Like, I don't
Yes.
understand what the hell's going on with special teams. Like, the return game is terrible. We're letting the other team freaking return on us like 30, 40
Hmm.
yards a pop. It's like, I don't understand. Like, this team's looking like a team that's never played together. Like the
Yeah.
Chicago Bears, you know? It's like,
Yeah. Like whatever happened
I
to
don't
these
get it.
good dudes like the Orrin Burks and the George Odoms who are supposed to be stellar playmakers on
Yeah.
special teams? Like, where are they? You know what I mean? Because
You
I'm
went
not
out
saying it.
specifically and got guys
Yeah.
handpicked for this. And where are they?
Yeah.
Not one single one that you, but not one single one of your big names that you got for this, I've heard make a play yet.
No.
Not one single play. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, in
I
this
agree,
coach,
Troy.
we should have kept fucking Hightower, because this coach ain't doing a damn thing different.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's that because we went and got somebody at all three levels. We got a supposedly a spectacular kick punt returner and a Ray McLeod. He's looked lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got we got Orrin Burks at linebacker. Then we got George Odom, two stellar playmakers on special teams, and yeah, we're looking terrible. And going into year 6, 7, wherever, I lost track with Kyle. Like what baffles me the most is how undisciplined this team is. Like, there's no more excuse of like, well, he inherited a bad roster. Like, these are pretty much his guys now.
Yep.
Going into year 6, this is your team. You have pretty much the same guys that you had. I mean, obviously, like the main guys from 2017 and the Armsteads, the Wards, and stuff like that. But this is the teams that you put together over the last few years. So like, what's going on here? Like, it's just sad. It's just one of those things where it's like, going into this many years in week 6, in year 6, if you want to me, the offense is going to be the offense with Jimmy at quarterback. So that's something I expect every single week. But the drops, the penalties and stuff like that, that shouldn't be going on like this every single week when you're going into year 6 as a head coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And man, this defense, good thing going into the Rams that the Rams aren't like a good run defense, because after Greenlaw went out this game, that defense couldn't stop anybody. Like, you would have thought once Greenlaw went out that the whole entire defense went out on the freaking side,
Hmm.
because man, Flanagan fouls looked terrible.
Man,
Us not having Eric Armstead is killing us.
I believe so. Yeah.
That, what's his name, Akeem Spence,
Yeah.
he was getting pushed back like 15 fucking yards from the line of scrimmage. Like, you're a defensive line, and he's getting pushed back like fucking all the way down the damn thing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Play after play after play,
Yeah.
every single time he was in there, his ass got pushed back at least 10 fucking yards.
Mhm.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I thought I was watching a freaking Pee Wee football.
Yeah.
It's sad. It was so sad. Let's talk about, and if anybody else, hey sis, I was
Hey,
gonna say if
Tanya. Hey,
anybody
Tanya.
else has joined us, and there you are.
My birthday was awesome, Tanya.
Enter your numbers. We're in the middle of a giveaway, so you have to scroll up and see. Make sure the other number's not,
Yeah.
make sure nobody else has guessed it.
And yeah, like 916 is saying, and then Mike McGlinchey.
Oh
Like, oh
god.
my God, that guy was terrible.
Yeah, he's getting pushed back 15 yards on the other line. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Mike and Akeem, they're like the one, they're the same person, one for the offensive line, one for the defensive line.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something about the addition of CMC and the effect that this has on Jeff Wilson. I watched an interview with Jeff Wilson right after CMC was announced, the trade and whatnot, and after he had got there that first day. And, Jeff, you could tell, like, he was just down, like he tried to be like, oh, it's great to add talent. Yeah. The normal things, but you could just tell, like, he wasn't the same Jeff Wilson that he's been, through the first 6 weeks. And then, the offensive line coach talked today about it and was like, well, I can't speak for Jeff Wilson, but when you bring in somebody of your same position, of course, the only natural thing is going to be like, oh, well, are they bringing this guy in to take my job, to take my place? Like, what am I not doing good enough? Like, especially since Mitchell went down. Obviously Jeff Wilson's been the number one running back. So when you bring in a guy that you traded as much as you traded for, that's making as much as he's making, it's only, obviously he's coming in to be the guy, the number one running back. He's not going to be running back to the Jeff Wilson Jr., right? So he did lose his job. He still has a job, but he lost his running back one job to CMC, right? And to a guy that hasn't been on this team. Jeff Wilson's been on this team for years, fighting through injuries, fighting, always fighting with people for roster spots. And when he finally now gets the chance to be the guy, the 49ers trade for, another running back to be the guy. So what do you, and we saw Jeff Wilson, pretty much answered. I think I have it here. He came into this game and he ran good. Did I write it down? Let me find it. But what do you think? How do you think he's feeling in that whole, dynamic of things? Because you want players to make your team better, right? But at your position.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Wilson to me has looked the best he's ever have, all year. He's been good, but I'm all about making my team better. I love the fact that Christian McCaffrey has a contract through 2025.
Yep.
So he's gonna be unless he's traded, or I doubt it, but I'm just saying, unless something happens, he's gonna be on this team for 3.5 more years, which I'm feeling that. I've been saying this for years now because of Christian McCaffrey. He's been getting hurt so much and stuff like this, and coming to a team that has this history of getting hurt all the time, it doesn't make me feel good. But at the same time, here's what I will say. And I've been saying this for at least since 2020. Christian McCaffrey coming out of Stanford, his route running was ranked with the receivers. His route running is amazing. The dude has great hands. You don't see him drop a ball when he catches out of the backfield or when he goes out as a receiver. I would give his snaps probably 60-40, 60% receiver and 40 at running back. Give me and I'm okay with using him, Debo, whatever the case may be. You want to give Debo 3 snaps behind the line of scrimmage, McCaffrey 5 snaps, and then use Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, and TDP as the running backs. To me, I think Christian McCaffrey in space at receiver should be his usage to be going forward, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't know what Kyle's plan is for him. I saw that he lined them up outside one time, I think it was. It didn't work out. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. I think his best years, and you can get more out of Christian McCaffrey using him as a receiver and not giving him 18 to 20 carries a game. I don't like him. He's only 26. He's still young.
Yeah.
But I just think that man, if you can just find a way, and if Kyle's this offensive genius, as everybody talks about, if we can just find some type of way to get Christian McCaffrey to line up outside with Jennings, Ayuk, and Debo, and then you still have a TDP, Elijah Mitchell, whoever it is, Jeff Wilson in the backfield, that's just scary to me. So that's what I would do. That's what I would like to see him use. I would, like I said, give him maybe 5 to 7 carries out of the backfield, but use him mainly as a receiver, and you have TDP, you got Jordan Mason, you got all these guys, use them as the running backs.
Yeah.
And let Christian McCaffrey, like I said, you can use them more as decoys. You can use them back there. Him and Debo are electric in the backfield. But I would just say, once you use them in the backfield, it'll open things up a lot more. Where than if you line them out wide, people are going to be more scared. If you have a 3 receiver set, let's just say, and I love Juwan Jennings. We call him third and Jennings. But if you have a lineup of Christian McCaffrey, Ayuk, and Debo lined up at receiver, people are going to be more scared of those 3 than a TDP or Elijah Mitchell. So I think that'll open up the running game that much more, because our offensive line is struggling. So I think to help out your offensive line, you put your best weapons out there to create these mismatches and stuff like that. So that's what I would like to see going forward.
Yeah. I pulled up this number 23 because I had this numbered Fred Warner card. It was numbered out of 99. So I wasn't telling anybody, but if they guessed the number that it was numbered, we're going to get this extra. And it
Oh,
was number
nice.
23 out of 99. So congrats, JDLR.
That's awesome.
You get that as a bonus. I don't think I have your mailing info. So if you can DM me on Twitter, if you can do that to your mailing info. I haven't sent the giveaways because I've been trying to pack. I'm moving this week, so I am getting them ready. I'm gonna send them out because I don't want to take all this stuff to the new place. So
Yeah,
they are gonna get mailed out before I move. I promise.
that's cool. Yeah, I was on vacation and stuff, and I've been busy at work this week. I'm gonna do my mail outs probably on Monday. You know, the deck of cards and stuff like that for what's his name? Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he won the Hufunga card too. What's his name? Why my mind drawing a blank?
Oh, David.
David McNew. There you go. Yeah, he gets the deck of cards too, the Niners cards. Troy, I agree with you, bro. We must go into the bye at 4-4. Like,
Yep.
we have to win this game. You know, and like I mentioned before, you know, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, just be patient," and I'm sick of being patient with this team. Like, go in there and take care of business. You know, we go from, oh, this is a Super Bowl roster, Super Bowl contenders, to now, you know, third in the division. Everybody's like, well, the NFC is wide open. I can care less about the rest of the NFC. I'm talking about my 49ers going out there and taking names and dominating teams they're supposed to dominate. I'm not really mad about the loss to KC because I expected it, but it's the way we lost. If we would have lost something like 26-21, 26, then I'd be okay, cool. It was a good game. We were close. But to get dog walked like that was
Yep.
just flat out embarrassing. Definitely, Ty. I don't want to go under 3-5 again into the bye. It's crazy because
Yeah.
that's deja vu, because that's we went 3-5 into our bye last year. So I like the way, you know, I hope we going there 4-4. I think the bye's coming at a perfect time. Hopefully we get some guys healthy. I'm glad we're not like a week 13, week 12 bye. It's pretty early. So I'm glad that we're getting this out the way now. Hopefully, we can get some key guys back. You know, because man, I did not. I predicted us to go 11-6. Was that number 12?
Yep.
I predicted us to go 11-6 before the season, and it looks like that might not be happening unless we just go on this spectacular run. That's more looking like probably like a 10-7 type season. You know what I mean?
Yep. So the number was 12. Let me see. I think
Let me take a look
16
too.
is the closest.
Yeah, looks like Joe won.
All right, Joel. Congrats. We got this George Kittle card to celebrate George Kittle actually getting used as a receiving tight end this week. It was crazy that Kittle and Kelsey, you know, it was National Tight Ends Day, and they both ended up with the same catches for the same
And
amount of yards
yards, huh?
too,
It was like
except
5 for
for Kittle
98.
got a touchdown.
Yeah.
Kelsey had one and it got called back from penalty, but
Did you see Kelsey when he caught the ball? He did the George Kittle. He was like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, speaking of the Chiefs, I know this game has passes and stuff, but like you were saying about Patrick Mahomes, like him just being amazing, and everybody thought that team was going to struggle a little bit when they lost Tyreek Hill, but they're still doing their thing, and they just traded for Kadarius Toney
Yeah.
today. Man,
And that's crazy. They gave up a third and a fifth, and the fifth is a condensed, the kind that can change whatever. But
yeah.
from I think from next year's draft, right? So,
yeah,
and that's for a first round pick just from last year's draft. You know, like
exactly.
that's crazy. I'm like, man. And you know,
Yeah,
the Giants don't care because the coach and stuff in there now, they didn't draft him, you know,
exactly.
so whatever. They're like, he already has this much problems and injuries and this off the field shit, you know, so let's just get him out of here, you know?
Yeah.
So Kansas City, man, if Tony can, you know, play to the like he has all the skills to be a
Oh,
dynamic player, like
absolutely.
in the run game and the passing game, like to be used as a Debo light, you know, like
Yeah.
if he could stay healthy and get his mind right and, you know, like man, they're gonna get hella win that trade.
Yes.
So congrats, Joel. Congrats. Tanya's guessing again already. All right. So let's do our flowers. even though, we're a bunch of losers. A couple players still played all right. And I'm going to start off with who I just talked about, Kittle, 6 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown. It was just awesome. Like we always talk about, we need to get him more into the passing game and stop being a freaking blocker.
Yeah.
And it was nice. Like, I don't know if it was just a thing because it was National Tight Ends Day that, we decided to use him or what, but whatever it was, hopefully we can stick to it and keep him, involved, because I think he showed, people were questioning, and we talked about this, whether, he still had it left in him, whether he was, becoming washed up or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think he showed us that, he still has something left in there. So, I think he still looked just as dynamic with the ball in his hands, as he had in the past.
Yeah.
He didn't look like any signs of slowing down on Sunday. So,
Yeah.
my first flowers are going to go to Kittle.
Cool. I'm gonna give mine to Aaron Banks. Probably the
I
only
had
one
him
that
on my list too.
did you? Probably the
Yeah.
only one on the line that's been playing well
Yep.
consistently. Even better than Trent Williams. When Trent Williams has been healthy, he's been playing better. So yeah, kudos to him. He's been a beast, and I'm just I sit back and I think like, man, if we just had that extra money, and I still say it even to this day, even though how good Banks is playing, like, man, imagine if we kept him and Tomlinson. That would have been or we would have been set at left and right guard, and then we can just move Spencer Burford to right tackle to where McGlinchey's playing, because that's where I feel like he's going to be eventually anyway as a tackle. So yeah, Aaron Banks, man, local kid, grew up in the Bay Area. Dude's been a beast.
Yep.
And you and I had talked about this before. Like everybody kept, we and you had our concerns about the line. We kept saying this, kept beating a dead horse. Our line, our line, our line. But however, you and I did say we're not really worried about that left side. We said I think Banks is going to do fine.
Yep.
It was more that right side and center position that we were worried about. So yeah,
And we should still be worried about those same positions because
absolutely,
they're still
because
shit.
they're still terrible. Yep.
Yeah. My next flowers. I know we talked about this guy not being that great, not being as advertised in the return game. However, in the receiving game this week, he was great, and he made a hell of a touchdown catch coming back to the ball on a very shitty thrown ball by Jimmy Garoppolo. Is Ray Ray, 4 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. I think that's the best receiving game I think that we've seen from him, since he's been a
Absolutely.
49er. So it was nice to see him actually get involved as well, and not drop the ball and not fumble the ball. So that was all great. Good job, Ray Ray.
Yeah.
What's
About
up,
time,
throwback?
I kind of, man, I don't want to give it to anybody on defense because the defense was just
Yeah.
terrible. And limited production, I'm gonna kind of give it to Jeff Wilson, because Jeff Wilson, I believe, had like 7 carries for 54 yards, which, man, like
Yeah.
that's pretty good for having over
Yeah.
50 yards.
7.7 average.
7.7 average. That's
Yep.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
So 7 yards a carry. Is that what he had?
Yep.
7 yards a carry, and yet only got the ball a few times, which is unheard of. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think the offense, if anybody gets some flowers this week, it's gonna be the offense. So yeah, Aaron Banks and Jeff Wilson are the two guys that I'm gonna give my flowers to this week.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and do another giveaway. Let's go ahead and start getting your numbers in. Good luck, everybody. We'll go ahead and give away. Let's do a Drake Jackson card. And then for those that don't have Twitter, that haven't seen, this is I decided that we're going to do this giveaway during the bye week. For those that don't know, we're having a roundtable show during the bye week on Wednesday that week, since we don't have a game to talk about or anything. It's going to be me, TL, Jesse Naylor from Last Second Sports, Chris Polo from the Polo Show, and Peter Lucas. So it's going to be all 5 of us. And during that show, I'll give this away. This is what we're giving away. We decided we're going to do a giveaway every so often for our day one, the people that had joined, our channel from day one, and our moderators, do something special for them. So this is the first card that we're giving away to them. So we're going to do this giveaway during our bye-week roundtable show. It's a rookie patch card for TDP and Danny Gray. So for both of them. And it's numbered 121 out of 149. So very nice card. And then we also had this come in today. Finally, Danny Gray autograph.
Danny Gray.
So we'll be doing a giveaway for that sometime soon. So yeah, we have a lot of okay, sis. We have a lot of cool stuff that came in for you guys. So good stuff happening.
Yeah.
So let's get into, obviously we know we're taking a trip to LA to our second home, Levi South, to face the Rams for the second time this season. The Rams have looked pretty shitty as well. But you can't, I mean, they have a good quarterback. He's a gunslinger. So yeah, he throws interceptions, but he's also the type of quarterback that can bring them back from those interceptions. And Cup, like, he seems to, no matter how much teams try to, like, the Rams are going to Cup. Like,
yeah,
if you had to block one person from the Rams, like him, put every single person on defense on Cup, like, make them have to beat you with somebody else. But no, Cup still gets the ball regardless and still ends up beating everybody, So it's like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, if you have to shut down one person, like, shut down that one person. Like, I don't care, like, the Rams don't have a run game. Their number one running back, he wants to be traded. He doesn't want to be there. So you don't have to worry about stopping the run game. Like, literally, you had one person to stop. Their other wide receiver hasn't done shit. Their tight ends so, but let them beat you with him,
Yeah.
We talked about, obviously, Jimmy Ward playing out of position, playing in the nickel, which would mean, that's he would be guarding Cup most of the time when he's lined up in the slot, right? So one-armed Jimmy Ward guarding Cooper Kupp, I don't really know how I feel about that. That's kind of scary. How you feeling? How you think we're gonna go in this game and continue to take care of business? I think this is what, 6-0 during 7.
I think it 7-0. I think
7-0 during the regular season now against the Rams.
Season, yeah.
You think we come out 8-0, or how you feeling about it?
Man, this is probably.
And before you start, also, Deebo Samuel and Juwan Jennings have yet to practice this week. And Juice is out of this game already because he's broke his finger. So
broken finger.
We could be potentially without Juice, Deebo, and Juwan Jennings going into this game.
So this is just even more so that we should use McCaffrey at receiver. Let him and Ayuk go out there and Danny Gray do their thing, and then since we have TDP back healthy, let him, Jeff Wilson and them get to work in the backfield. So is that going to happen? Doubt it, but that's what I would do. You got to put your best players on the field at all times. I'm sorry. Christian McCaffrey is an elite weapon. So whether you put him in the backfield, put him at receiver, like if we're down Deebo and if we're down Juwan Jennings, I think you have to play that man at wide receiver. Like, that's just, but who knows? I think it's going to be
every single snap. If
that's the case. Most definitely.
Like, that guy better not be getting a break.
No. Yeah, he should be out there. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I don't know. For some reason, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Our defense hasn't shown that they can stop anybody. Charvarius Ward, like we had mentioned earlier, I don't know what was up with him this last week. I definitely think he wasn't ready. I definitely think he still had that injury because, that's not like him. So I think we win. I truly do. I think we win 30-26.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys' score. I got yours, Damien, but the rest of you, I'll get your score predictions in a few after we do this giveaway, so all the numbers don't get all mumbled jumbled.
Yeah.
Let me see. JDLR, what number are you going with? 97, 16, 19?
Or do you pick a
19 or
bunch of different
97.
ones?
And those that haven't, make sure you enter your numbers. We'll give you guys a couple more minutes to do that. So, what would you
Yeah.
be your plan then to stop Cooper Cup?
Well, I would like to see Charvarius Ward on him, but is he healthy? I don't know. I mean, there's no, obviously, Ambry Thomas ain't stopping him. Deommodore Lenoir, Samuel Womack ain't stopping him. I would like to see Charvarius Ward on him if he's going to play. Allen Robinson has been like a non-factor all year.
Yeah.
I'd feel more comfortable putting like Jimmy Ward on his side, and having him cover him, just because I think Cooper Cup's just such a crisp route runner. It's just hard to stop him, even though they know he's getting the ball. He's a technician out there. He's not the fastest guy, he's not the biggest guy, but he's always finds a way to get open. So, and that chemistry was just crazy after a year him and Stafford have. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that chemistry is just amazing. So, that just shows you, how when you have a good quarterback, that chemistry just, it comes to you right away. So, yeah, I don't know. I was going to say that right now. Jason Verrett, even he hasn't looked good to me.
No.
Like he hasn't been playing.
But they did activate him,
But they
so
did, yeah. They activated him when they cut Tevin Coleman. So I mean, if I had to pick one, if he's activated, I guess he'd be the best bet to play against Cooper Cup if he's healthy. But yeah, if not, like I said, put Charvarius Ward on him. At least you're gonna put your best cover guy on their best weapon. Like I'll take that all day. Like Miriah said, let Tyler Higbee beat you. Let Allen Robinson, who used to be a stud in this league. I don't know what's going
yeah.
on with him, but yeah, let him beat you. Is Van Jefferson, is he back playing again?
I don't know if he's back here or
Because I
not.
know he's pretty solid too when he plays too, when he's a third receiver. So yeah, put Ward on Cup. I think put Verrett and I don't know what they're gonna do with Gibson if he's still gonna play. But if you're gonna play Gibson, have Gibson and Jason Verrett play over the top, to help out or whatever the case on Allen Robinson. So that's why I think we win, because they're banged up too, like as far as some of their players and stuff. So JDLR said that Van Jefferson is back, so that's another weapon we have to worry about because he's pretty solid. So yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. That'd be my.
Jefferson's back this
He
week.
is back. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going off of what Tanya said. I think that Drake Jackson should eat more, and I think too if we're struggling inside again, like if we're not playing well, play him inside. Play him like you guys said. Oh, he's going to play the Arden key role. Well, let's see it. Put him inside. Let's get the NASCAR package going. Put him and a Minihue inside with Ebocom and Bozo on the edge. Like I'd rather see that lineup than seeing these other guys come in and not doing anything. Like Gibbons is usually pretty good. Maybe he just had a bad
Yeah.
game. Hassan Ridgeway's pretty solid too. But if they're struggling, a Minihue and Jackson inside. Let's see that the faster we can get to Matthew Stafford, the better. And
Yeah.
with Ebocom, Bosa, Jackson, and the Minihue coming after him every play. And if you want to do a couple blitzes with Hufanga, whatever the case may be, like if you can do that, let's do that all day on Matthew Stafford. So yeah, I think we win. I just think that I don't know what it is. The Rams I feel like they just don't play well against us in the regular season. We always seem to pretty much dominate them. So but I just feel like this game's gonna be closer than what we think. I don't think we're gonna win by like 2 scores or nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like a 30-26 or 30-24 type game. So with us taking that W. So yeah, next man up. A little worried about the Debo situation. That that hamstring that hamstring's been bothering him since South Carolina. Like he's always had that issue with that with his hamstrings.
Yep.
So if he doesn't play, like you said, Miriah, we need to see 100% snaps for Christian McCaffrey, because you don't go out and make that trade for a top 5 weapon. Because I felt like when Christian McCaffrey was healthy back in like what 2018, 2019, to me he was the best offensive weapon in the game.
Yeah.
And people, he's seemed like he's been around for so long, but he's only 26. So, and I feel like, this is funny too. Like when some athletes, when they get a change of scenery, they get a little bit more pep in their step. I feel like, I feel like he looked good out there. I feel like there was a couple plays where I thought maybe if he would have got past one guy would have been a large gain. But so, you know what I mean? So I just felt like, you give it to him, he'll take it to the house. But yeah, But I didn't even know that the news that you said about Juwan Jennings. I knew about Debo and Juszczyk, but if Juwan Jennings doesn't play either, then yeah, Danny Gray, you need to put him out there. Like I said, put him out there. To stretch the field, and then like I said, a huge dose of McCaffrey and Ayuk at wide receiver.
Yes, Jennings is dealing with a hamstring as well. So both of them.
Man.
David, what's up? If you want, we're about to draw a giveaway right now. So if you want to enter your number real quick.
Hey, David, I'm going to send your deck of cards to you on Monday. This Monday coming up on Halloween, actually. I've been out of town for my birthday, and I'm just getting back into town and going to work, and it's been busy. So I haven't forgot about you. I'll send you your deck of cards, your 1,400 deck of cards on Monday.
Yep. And then once he enters his number, we'll go ahead and do the drawing for this Jake Jackson card.
Still have them right here for you, brother. They haven't left my desk.
And then if you guys want, you can start. Okay, I got you guys. If you guys want, you can start entering your score predictions. This last week, Denise won the score prediction. She had guessed 37-21 Kansas City, so she was the closest. I posted what she won on Twitter. I've already wrapped up her stuff to go out and shipping, so let's go ahead and draw this then. Good luck, everybody. Let me turn this light down.
95. Drake Jackson. What a coincidence. Yep. That's crazy. Tanya got us beating him down.
Dang.
Look at these numbers here. I thought I saw a 97 on there.
Yeah. GDLR. GDLR cleaning house today.
Yeah, he's the closest. Or she. I don't know if it's a male or female. Sorry.
Just doesn't look right.
Is that what that stands for?
That's what that's what it stands for in my line of work. So
just doesn't look right. Yep. JD, that's awesome.
Congrats, JDLR. Get this Drake Jackson. Add it to your Fred Warner.
That's funny. Little acronyms. We used to have those when I used to work for a grocery store. Bob and Lisa, bottom of basket, and then look inside always.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Tanya, 31-14. Nine 1 6. Let's see. Yeah, I'm so excited to see CMC. Like, I was surprised we seen him used as much as we were, much as he was, and especially like going into the game, we heard, oh, they might have a red zone package, and then we get into the game going against Kansas City. This is what really pissed me off about the game is we went to the red zone. We're in the red zone this so many times and come away with 3 points. Like, you can't beat Kansas City Chiefs like that.
Kicking field goals, no.
And you have CMC. Rumors were you were going to have a red zone package for him. We get into the red zone and we don't see one single use of CMC. Like, you couldn't have figured out something. Just give him the ball and let him fucking run. It can't be that fucking difficult.
I didn't put him in Wildcat sometimes. Like, he's that dynamic, but
it's like after the first 10 times of coming away with only 3 points, you would think, but no, again, no adjustments were made for fucking anything from Shanahan or from D'Amico.
Bebop said crowd boo when CMC was taken out.
I was booing too. Shit. Bryant, 34-14. So everybody thinks the 49ers are going to win, huh?
Yeah. And then the time we needed a field goal to take the lead to go into halftime, we couldn't even do that right. We get an interception thrown in the end zone. It's like, man, it's third down. You're about to get sacked. Just take the sack, take the points, so you can go into halftime with the lead. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
And that play was so stupid.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
Jimmy's acting like he's throwing a Hail Mary freaking 5 yards out to the shortest guy on the team,
Yeah, that was
Like I
ridiculous.
don't understand. Like where's Jawan Jennings in those times?
Yeah, he
Like
never
he
gets
should
used in
be
the
the
red
guy we're
zone.
using in the red zone, and yet we're not. Let's put our littlest body out there instead of our biggest body. Like it just doesn't make sense, the things this team
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings, one thing he does great is he knows how to shield off defenders and uses his body. And for him being
Yeah.
6'3" and that big, I would love to see him get used more in the red zone, especially when you're inside the 10.
Yep. Tia. Let's see. All right. Tanya was there and she was booing too.
I saw that. It's hilarious.
I don't think nothing that Kyle does is smart these days.
Kyle said that he doesn't blame Jimmy for not seeing Wilson. Yeah, I don't know what it is. He don't have what pisses me off about Kyle too. He has no problem pointing the fingers at the defense. But like
Yeah.
feel like, I feel like offense is his baby, so he doesn't want to criticize, but like, dude, they need some work. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
They should, with an offensive genius as the head coach and play caller for the offense, that should be what's carrying this team. We shouldn't have
Exactly.
to rely on the defense, or, okay, complimentary football is great, but the times that your defense is hurt and the times that your defense isn't carrying the team, like we've talked about, the offense should be able to do it. And the offense can't. Like, that's the saddest
Yeah.
part about it all. We're supposed to have a genius head coach, and yet our offense can't carry the fucking load ever.
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 Yeah.
It's
I think the
ridiculous.
only time the offense has kept up with the team offensively was we always take it back to that Saints game when Drew Brees and Kyle were going back to back with with plays or Sean Payton and Kyle, and that was like an awesome game that we actually scored a lot of points. Ever since then, like, and it's sad. I saw some stat. And I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like Kyle 7-25 when he's down at halftime. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like that's
And like
insane for
1 and something when he's down by 3 points going into fourth quarter.
fourth quarter. Yeah,
3 fucking
7
points.
and can't win 1-6. Huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And it's 7-25. I think Akash put it 7-25 when he's not winning at halftime. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, fam. If anybody else has any score predictions, you can go ahead and get them in there. If you put it in there, then I got yours. What's up, Avion? Good to see you.
Thanks, Avion. Yeah, it's a hoodie. I don't know if you can see the back of it, but shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. All right. Anything else? Got anything else you want to talk
No, I
about?
think that's it. I just think we need to go in there and execute. I saw comments by Ty and a couple other people. Oh, Bebop just put her score prediction in,
Okay.
but yeah, Ty, a couple other people were saying like, yeah, undisciplined football. Like, I can handle a loss if I know that we played a clean game. That just means we just got outplayed. But when you're beating yourself and stuff like this is going on, like, I'm even pissed off with the receivers. Like, stop dropping balls. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, and I don't know, like we just need to make some changes. I'm glad after this week, like I said, we got the bye week. That just means a couple of things are going to happen. Most likely, we get some people back healthy. They get to rest their body. Just I don't care if you have to be in ice baths, whatever the case may be. Like and I'm sorry when if we lose this game, I know we have a bye week. If I'm Kyle, I'm having mandatory people come. I don't care what trips you had planned, cancel it. We
Yep.
need to go here. We need to regroup, look at the film, see what we need to clean some stuff up, and then McCaffrey, being in this offense this week, and then having a bye week to go over the playbook is even better. One thing I don't worry about McCaffrey is him being a film junkie. That dude is smart. Like he went to
Yeah.
Stanford. I don't worry about him at all. Like the fact that he was like happy. Like as soon as he knew that trade was going down, him and John Lynch talked on the phone. It was like, I'm playing this week.
Yeah.
So, I love that enthusiasm. Like I said, I think he has, just like a little pep in his step more because he's going to a team where he probably feels he can thrive. A team that does have a chance that whenever we get in the playoffs, there's a chance that we could make it to a Super Bowl. So, yeah, I'm so excited what's going on, but we just need to clean some stuff up. This stuff that's going on now is not Niners football. Even though my boy check, even though I couldn't stand his comment, "Oh, we're back to Niner football." Well, if this is the Niner football that you were
Yeah,
happy
losing,
about, yeah, huh? Yeah,
being
if this is the
losers.
yeah, yeah, exactly. This is the 49er football that you were happy about, then I don't want it. And I don't know what you're talking about. So, and you're my favorite player on the team. I love you, Kyle check. But that comment about this is Niner football, well, we're 3-4 and we're third in the division and we've beat two division opponents. That's what's crazy. We're
Yeah,
undefeated in our division, yet we're third place.
yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we need to get it together. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I forgot that you weren't here for the. I hadn't talked to you on here about the Christian McCaffrey trade after it went down and
Mhm.
everything. That Bashar was here. Um, how did you? Real quick before I get your thoughts on that.
Huh?
Everybody will close with a giveaway. Go ahead, and I'm gonna do it though. The one that we do when you guys just spam comments, and I'll just click on a comment. Whoever's comment I pull up, that's who will get it. So go ahead and just start putting some random ass comments in there to get your name in. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Um, how did you feel about it? Like about the trade package? Because I know a lot of people weren't happy that we gave
Mhm.
up, 4 picks or whatever. But
Yeah.
when they equal all those picks, add all those picks together, it's like equal to the equivalence of a first round pick.
Yeah.
When rumors first came out about CMC trade, it was that they wanted 2 first rounds. Well, we know they always start off with something ridiculous, right? And then,
Mhm.
the sides got to move closer together. So basically, we got him for a first round pick. But
Pretty
like you
much,
had
yeah.
mentioned, this isn't like the whole Emmanuel Sanders things,
Yeah.
where we lost him at the end of the year. Like this guy's under contract, for 3 years. So
Yeah.
like that's the thing I'm super excited about, like because next year when Trey comes back, like we get to have CMC and Trey together now,
That's
like
awesome.
with the rest of this
Yeah.
offense, So what were your whole thoughts about it?
So you know what's so funny about it? I shouldn't live in the moment more. But when I traded for Christian McCaffrey, my first thing was, okay, how long is he under contract? 'Cause I know he signed an extension with Carolina a few years ago, but I didn't know how long it was. When I saw that we can have him, the rest of 2022 and all of 23, 24, and 25, like you're getting almost 4 years of this guy. And when
Yeah.
his contract's over, he'll be 30, which he'll probably be gone by then. But if you could just keep this man healthy and limit his snaps, I mean, as far as like, in the backfield, like I said, I love him. I legit think he can play receiver full time. That's how good of a route runner he is. And he's awesome in space and stuff like that. So, I looked at the possibility of like, man, if we get Chris McCaffrey through 2025, we got him, Trey, Danny Gray, Ayuk, Debo, Kittle. I'm looking at the possibilities of like this offense, like man, but at the same time, I'm like, I know we're supposed to getting that Amazon deal this year, and this cat's supposed to go up, and we don't have that many picks. So my focus, I was thinking like, man, and I'm always looking ahead. I'm like, my focus is because we don't have no draft picks. That means that we don't have to spend that much money in on draft picks and stuff like that. You give Bosa his extension, you give Ayuk his extension, and then shore up that offensive line. The best way for our offense
Yeah.
to go is to shore up that offensive line. Let McGlinchey walk. Don't pick up the 5th-year option for Kinlaw. Like I'm just looking at possibilities. But man, if we just sit there and we
They
think of
better not pick up that
no,
fifth
they
option
better
fifth
not.
year.
Yeah, they better not. But if we could just shore up that offensive line, like Banks has looked well, Trent Williams not so much, but I have faith he'll get it together. He's still even 80% Trent Williams is still a top 5 tackle. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? As long as he can get it together, we got Banks. If we can just shore up that right side of the line with these weapons and this defense comes back, we're in good hands. So I'm just looking at the possibilities of like, man, there's no excuses of what's going on. And it's sad because you would think I'd be like, man, we have Christian McCaffrey. We're going to do this, and that. But like I said in the beginning of the show, I can blame Kyle for his head coaching duties because his head coaching duties are not good right now. He doesn't make adjustments like we said, but the play calling, I cannot be mad at it when I'm looking at the field and I'm looking at the all 22 and there's people 1 to 2 weapons open every single time.
Yep.
So because there's somebody always open, you can't blame Kyle for play calling. Like, I'm sorry, his adjustment sucks. Sometimes he'll sometimes he'll do something where it's head scratching. But as far as play calling, I have no issue with it because, like I said, I mean, there was just plays where, like I said, Brandon Ayuk to me at this point is our best offensive player. The man is open every single play, and he's not seeing. Jeff Wilson's open on the flat sometimes. It's just so crazy how, like, and I'm going to say it over and over again. Once we get a quarterback who just can see the field and can make every throw, this offense is going to be dangerous. And I thought that before McCaffrey.
Yep.
So just getting him and Debo, what you can argue when healthy, they're both top 5 offensive weapons in football. I'm excited, but we need to get together, and we just need Kyle to take care of business, stop being so stubborn, and start making some better adjustments. And I don't really talk much about D'Amico Ryans because I feel like I trust that man so much. But this last game, he needs to look in the mirror too and see what was going on, because this right here was going on, putting Jimmy Ward in the slot and all this other stuff. I'm not feeling that. Like, don't put him in nickel. He's a free safety, which and a good one at that, top 100 player free safety. And then, like I said, they're doing him a disservice with him in a contract year.
NorCal Bill says, "Can CMC impregnate my wife?"
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pick right now. Next comment that comes up on the screen, that's who's the winner. Let me scroll for a few. And closing thoughts, as always, we appreciate you guys. We thank you guys for being here.
Mm-hmm. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. I hope some of you guys can come to Vegas and come to me and Miriah's event at Gordon Burr, so we can meet you guys. Tia, what a surprise, Tia.
She hasn't won in a while.
She hasn't.
It's because it was that comment, Trey 5.
I will say something though, Tia. I know my Orlando Magic are not good. I mean, they're a young team, but what's up with them Lakers, though?
The Lakers are hot garbage. Man, that's the senior citizens trash can right there.
Yep. They
you
all
get
got.
This,
I bet you,
George Kittle. Congrats, Tia.
The locker room was probably full of Geraton Ben Gay.
Man, I'm glad I'm not a Lakers fan.
Exactly, Tia. Same with my Magic. They're not very good, but I love them to death.
All right, everybody. We'll be back Sunday for the Overreaction Show. We appreciate you all. We hope you guys have a great week, great weekend. Have a good Sunday, fun day. Hopefully the 49ers come away with the win. I forgot to give my score prediction. I'm going with 30-31 49ers.
Ooh, okay.
I appreciate all of you.
Nail biter.
Everybody have a wonderful, safe week. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, fam.
All right, fam. Have a good evening.